So in this segment, we're going to take a look at a nested if-else statement. So another scenario where we're able to utilize different conditions. So we're going to start out with something like this. And again, so it's very important to create a flowchart to help with the logical design of your code. So this kind of looks complicated, but it's not. So let's kind of follow along with the code and see what's going on. So we have our conditional test. So once again, the diamonds are doing some kind of evaluation. If that happens to be true, it's going to execute some kind of body of code. So this basically is the first if. If this statement is going to be true, it's going to execute this. So all this is going to be part of this flowchart. So now, if the condition runs false, so what we're doing is then establishing a second test, and if that test happens to be true, we're going to evaluate another different body of statements here, and then it's going to continue on after the if-else statement. So in this particular example, we have our else. Here's our second condition test. If this happens to be true, right, so we're following out this. If the condition is true, it's going to evaluate this and then move on to statements thereafter. But if this happens to be false, what ends up happening is we are executing another else statement, and this block of code then is executed because this statement is false. It's going to execute this body of code and then come back here and execute the statements after that if else, which is basically here. So let's take a look at a snippet of our code. So this one, we set temperature to 25. If temperature is basically greater than 30, it's going to display a hot day. Else, if temperature is greater than 20, then it's going to be a pleasant day. Anything in terms of that component, then it drills down that it's going to display it's a bit chilly. So one of the programs we'll be doing is something along this particular syntax.